So I'm thinking of a time about, maybe 30 years ago when I was listening to my teacher, Lama Michael, give a talk on self and other. And I remember the moment, in fact, I remember the very moment when it dawned on me that in my world, there were more than 7 billion others and only one self. And along with that realization came the understanding that I was spending 99% of my life's energy making sure that the 1 out of 7 billion was happy, and that the 1 out of 7 billion was free from suffering. And it just felt not right. And so I went to my teacher after the talk and I asked him, what practice can I do to turn around this intensely self-centered focus? And I don't really think that I was more self-centered than the average person, but 1 out of 7 billion didn't make sense. And so he directed me to the path of the Bodhisattva, the path of serving and loving other beings. And eventually on that path, I ran into the practice of the Four Boundless Qualities, which are sometimes also called the Four Immeasurables. So that would be immeasurable loving kindness, immeasurable compassion, immeasurable empathetic joy, and immeasurable equanimity. And so I started doing those practices without really understanding anything about them. I just followed the directions that he gave me. And little by little, I saw that they required, or supported is maybe the right word, a very gentle opening of the heart. And all along the way, I could see where it was, precisely in a very exact kind of way, where it was I was blocked from opening the heart, where it was, where the obstacles were, what they were that stood in the way of caring about other people as much as I cared about myself. And so little by little, as the years have gone by, I have never been unhappy to sit down and do this practice. Always I discover something new. Here is a place where compassion flows freely. Here is a place where my compassion is blocked. Here is a place where my mind can rest in the balance of equanimity. And here is a place where opinion or prejudice or judgment of some kind stands in the way. So when I think about this trajectory of practice right now in these difficult times, the time of pandemic and the time of great social unrest, I feel so happy to be on the path of practicing this. I feel it's essential practice right now that we look at where our natural loving kindness, our natural compassion, our naturally arising joy, where that flows freely and where and how that's blocked. These days I think of this practice as a way of making space for others. What do others need? What do others want? What would help others to feel safe? And the really beautiful thing, which was completely unexpected in the beginning about this practice, is that through focusing intention and effort and real heart on the well-being of others, I found that happiness that I was looking for in the first place. I've always felt that was a pretty good outcome.